Hello my dear students, this is Vidhi Sharma welcoming you all in my English grammar class. Okay, and today I am going to start a new topic, preposition. So you have to concentrate on whatever I am teaching you in this topic, and this is preposition. Have you heard this before? And do you know how we will use it in a sentence? So first we will know what is preposition. Okay, this is preposition, pre and position. Pre and position. Pre means before, position means placement. Okay, so of which placement? Of noun and pronoun. Okay, so preposition is always comes before noun and pronoun, object in the form of object of the preposition. Okay, so we can say that preposition, pre means before, it comes before noun and pronouns in the form of object of a preposition. Okay, so why it used before noun and pronoun? To connect it with rest part of the sentence. Okay, so preposition is always used before noun and pronoun in the form of object of a preposition to connect it with rest part of the sentence. So this is the complete definition of preposition, that a preposition is a word placed before noun and pronoun to show its relationship with another part of the sentence. Okay, a preposition is a word that is a word placed before noun and pronoun to show its relationship with another part of the sentence. So this is complete definition of preposition. It always used before noun and pronoun and to show the relationship that noun or pronoun to the rest part of the sentence. Is that clear? So this is preposition. Now we will define them. We will define the types of prepositions. Types of prepositions. Okay, so we will define these types into two ways. First, on the basis of constructions. On the basis of construction or structure. Okay, and second, on the basis of functions. So these are two ways to define these types. So first we will define on the basis of constructions, on the basis of structure. It has five types. Number one, simple preposition. Number two, double preposition. Number three, compound preposition. Number four, participle preposition. Number five, phrase preposition. So on the basis of structure, it is divided into five types. First, simple preposition. Second, double preposition. Third, compound preposition. And fourth, participle preposition. And fifth, phrase preposition. Okay, so this is defined. This is divided into four parts on the basis of structure. Okay, and on the basis of function. On the basis of functions, it is divided into many parts. It is mostly divided into 10 parts. Okay, so first is preposition of time. Second, preposition of place. Third, preposition of movement. Fourth, preposition of direction. Fifth, preposition of instrument. Sixth, preposition of reason. Seventh, preposition of origin. Eighth, preposition of purpose, ninth, preposition of price, 10th, appropriate preposition. Okay, preposition of time, preposition of place, preposition of movement, preposition of direction, preposition of instrument and agency also. Instrument and agency. Okay, and preposition of reason and preposition of origin, preposition of purpose, preposition of price and appropriate preposition. We can call appropriate preposition a fixed preposition. We can call it fixed preposition. Okay, so these are the types of prepositions. We will define them one by one. Okay, clear? So these are the types on the basis of construction and structure, and these are the types on the basis of function. Okay, so first we will define these types on the basis of structure. Okay, so how we will define? The first, simple preposition. We will define the first simple preposition. This one, I am just defining this first type, simple preposition. It consists only one word. What is simple preposition? It consists only one word. Okay, example, as you always use in your sentence: in, on, at, of, to, for, with, by, etc. Okay, so these are the example of simple preposition. You know what a simple preposition? It consists only one word. Okay, so let us go on the examples. He was staying at hotel. At is preposition and hotel is noun. So this preposition at is showing relationship between rest part of the word, between this noun and with the rest part of the word. Okay, rest part of the sentence. So that's why it is simple preposition and there is only one word. Okay, you are looking, only one word is given here, so that's why this is simple preposition. Okay, and next, they came from Agra. From is simple preposition. It is only one word and it is showing the relationship Agra to the rest part of the sentence. Okay, so this is simple preposition. Got it? Okay, then we will define the next. Next is double preposition. Next is double preposition. Okay, it is the combination of two simple preposition. What is double preposition? Double means one plus one. It means it is the combination of two simple preposition. Simple preposition consists only one word and two simple preposition equal to double preposition. Okay, like example, into, in and to, it's double preposition. Into, within, it's double preposition. Upon, it's double preposition. Okay, are you looking? With and in, up and on, in and to. Okay, he jumped into the river. So into means movement, is going from outside to inside. Into means going from outside into inside. So through, it is used for the movement. It is always used for the movement. Jumped into the river, and it is a double preposition. So that's why I'm just giving the example of this preposition here through this sentence. Into, he jumped into the river. Okay, and next is he will return within a week. Within. Okay, within, do you know what is the means of within? Means the defined part of the time. He will return within a week, not even a single minute after the week. Okay, will happen there? He will return within a week. Okay, so this is the complete time, this is the limit of time, and he will return within a week, and this is double preposition here. Clear? So double preposition, a simple preposition having consists only one word, and double preposition means the combination of two simple preposition is called double preposition. Is that clear, everybody? Is that clear or not? Okay, then we will define the next compound preposition. This is the next compound preposition. Compound prepositions are formed by prefixing a preposition to a noun. Compound prepositions are formed by prefixing a preposition to a noun and adjective or an adverb. Okay, if a preposition is prefixed before noun and adjective and adverb, then it is called compound preposition. Okay, like beside, and along, behind, across, before, about, and around. So are you looking these prepositions? A preposition, a word is giving before the noun, adjective and before the adverb. Okay, so around, beside, along, behind, across, before, about. So these are the compound preposition, and it made it is I'm just writing here prefixing before, prefixing a preposition before noun, adjective and adverb also. Okay, not only a noun and pronoun is used here, it is prefixing, it is made by prefixing a noun and pronoun, a prefixing preposition before noun, pronoun and adverb. Okay, I'm just writing examples here. I will make you understand through the example. There are several trees around my college. There are several trees around my college. So around, round, it's adjective. Okay, around my college. A is all just defined before round, around. Okay, and the next is there is a bridge across the river. Across. So this is compound preposition, and around is also compound preposition. That's a relationship this noun to the rest part of the sentence, and so these are compound preposition. Okay, is that clear? So I am just giving you two examples related to this compound preposition. Is that clear, everybody? Okay, let me define the next participle preposition. Then you are thinking that participle is a non-finite verb, but how can it be possible to a participle preposition? Okay, am I right? Are you thinking so? So don't think so much. Participle preposition is called when a participle is used as a preposition before a noun or a pronoun in a sentence. Okay, it known as the participle preposition. Okay, first write the definition of participle preposition. When a participle is used as a preposition before a noun and pronoun. Okay, in a sentence. Is known as participle preposition. First, participle means verb second form participle is divided into three parts: present participle, past participle and perfect participle. So present participle, verb plus ing, and past participle, verbs third form. Okay, and perfect participle, verb second form. Perfect participle having plus verbs third form or having been plus verbs third form. Okay, so if these verb plus ing is used as a preposition before noun and pronoun, so that's called participle preposition. Is that clear? So let us know it through the examples. There are some examples of participle preposition: considering, regarding, during, providing, or following, including, and etc. There are so many other types of participle prepositions. And example: considering the quality, the price is cheap. This is preposition consider and ing is using after it. Are you looking? Ing is using after this preposition, so that's why this is called participle preposition. Is that clear? And next is: during the war everything is costly. During the war everything is costly. So this is participle preposition that is using before noun and pronoun to show the relationship. Okay? Clear? Participle preposition, when participle means verb plus ing is used before noun and pronoun and in the form of preposition, so that's why this is called participle preposition. Okay, and we will know the last phrase preposition. So as you know that what is phrase? Phrase is a group of words. What is phrase? Phrase, a group of words. Okay, so when a group of words work as a preposition, so that's why this is called preposition. At least one preposition is in that group of words. Okay, so like on account of in the end of in any case, for the purpose of, for the sake of, etc. So you are looking that this is a group of words and this group of words use as a preposition, then this is called phrase preposition. Okay, next let us know it through the examples. In spite of many efforts he failed. In spite of many efforts. In spite of means के बावजूद. What is the meaning of spite of? के बावजूद. It means बहुत कोशिश करने के बाद भी he failed. वो fail हो गया. So in spite of many efforts he failed. So this is phrase preposition. Okay. Next. They stayed together for the sake of their job. For the sake of their job. They stayed together. Okay. For the sake of means के लिए, their job. Okay, so this is that is using here in the form of preposition, and there are at least one preposition, but there are two preposition in that group, so that's why this is phrase preposition. Okay, so have you understood about this types of preposition on the basis of construction? As I defined you before, as I made you understand, these types of prepositions, like simple preposition, consist only one word, and double preposition means two simple preposition is equal to double preposition. Okay, and compound preposition, as I told you about the compound preposition, and participle preposition, you know, compound preposition and prefixing a word before noun, pronoun, before noun, adjective and adverb, and participle preposition when verb plus ing is used in the form of preposition, it's called participle preposition. And phrase preposition is before you a group of words that works as a preposition, it's called phrase preposition. Okay, so These are the types of preposition on the basis of construction, on the basis of structure. Okay, and let us know the types of preposition on the basis of functions. Okay, so let us define the types of prepositions on the basis of functions. Okay, on the basis of functions, prepositions are categorized in the following types. First, preposition of time. Second, preposition of place. Third, preposition of direction. And movement. Fourth, preposition for agency. And fifth, preposition for instrument. Sixth, preposition for reason. Seventh, preposition for origin. Eighth, preposition for purpose. Ninth, preposition for price. And tenth, appropriate preposition. Okay, so these are the types of preposition on the basis of functions. On the basis of functions, preposition is categorized into 10 parts. Okay, we will define these 10 parts one by one before you. So pay attention towards here. So first I am going to define the preposition of time. Okay, this preposition is used to denote time. Used to denote time. Okay, examples: at, on, in, by, of, from, away, since, for, towards. Okay, etc. At, on, in, by, of, from, away, since, for, towards, and these are the preposition of time. As I told you, preposition of time is used to denote time. Okay? Example, I will finish this work by tomorrow. By. By is using for the preposition of time because tomorrow is time. So tomorrow, for this time, this preposition is used. So that's why this is preposition of time. Okay. Next is the Children's Day is celebrated. Celebrated on 14th November. Okay. So 14th November is time, and for it on preposition is using here, so that's why this is preposition of time. Is that clear? In this way we can use so many types of preposition of time in different ways, but you should know that when these preposition denote time, then these preposition will be called preposition of time. Okay, when these preposition will come for the time, then we will call them preposition of time. And it's not so, then these preposition are always used only for denote time, and for any other purpose we can't use them. It's not so. We can use all these preposition for any other purpose also. Okay, but it is depend on the sentence and the thing that is denoting by these prepositions. Is that clear? And we will define the next preposition of place. These types of preposition denote the place, used to denote the place. Okay, so when such type of preposition you are used to denote the place, are used to point out the place, then these are called preposition of place. Examples: on, at, in, into, from, inside, outside, in front of, between, behind, under. Okay, on, at, in, into, from, inside, outside, in front of, between, and behind, under. These are the prepositions that we can use them for denoting time. Like, he puts his book on the table. Okay, on. And table is a place and a noun also, and it is, this preposition is using here to show the relationship between this noun and the rest part of the sentence. And this is the place where he put the table. Where he put the table? On the table. So that's why this is preposition of place. Okay. And next, in front of the gatekeeper is sitting at the gate. The gatekeeper is sitting at the gate. So the gate, gate is a noun, but we are not sitting on the gate. We are sitting at the gate. At means, the sentence, the train has come on the platform. Why don't we call it on the platform? क्यों नहीं कहते हम गाड़ी प्लेटफॉर्म पर आ गई? The train has come on the platform. Should we use them? No, because train will never come on the platform. The train can never come on the platform. It always come at the platform. It never go through on the platform, means this is platform and the train not come on it. So it's always go through it, go along with it. So that's why we can call at here. Okay. So in the same way, the gatekeeper is sitting at the gate. The gatekeeper is not sitting on the gate, but he is sitting at the gate. So gate, where he is sitting, where the gatekeeper is sitting, at the gate. So this is the preposition of place. Okay, understood? And let us know it through one example more. He jumped from a wall. From where he jumped? From a wall. Okay. So this is place. Understood? So these are the preposition of place. Is that clear? And the next preposition, the preposition of direction and movement. The preposition of direction and movement. The preposition express the direction or movement of something. Express the direction and movement of something. Okay, like up, down, over, under, along, across, to, into, through, and towards. So these are the prepositions that show direction and movements both. Okay, let us know them through the example. The cat jumped over the wall. So over the wall, okay, it's the direction. The cat jumped over the wall. So this is the direction, and it's showing the movement also. Okay, so that's why this is the preposition of direction and movement. He threw a ball into a river. So into, where he threw the ball? Into a river. So river is the direction and it's showing the movement also. Okay, so that's why into is the preposition of direction and movements. Clear? And next we will know the preposition of agency. The preposition for agency and source. Okay, agency and source. And we can call it the preposition for agent also. Agency and agent. A preposition used to denote an action used to denote action done by someone to the subject. Okay, this preposition is used to denote action done by someone to the subject, like by and with. Okay, so you know, by with, by what thing you are doing the work. You know, subject is doing the work by any other thing or with the help of other thing and by with the help of other person. So that's why this is called preposition of agent. Okay, like the book was written by Shakespeare. The book was written by Shakespeare. So by is using here and this is passive voice. The book was written. Okay, the subject is not come on its place and it is showing the relation. This preposition is showing the relationship with these, the rest part of the word, rest part of the sentence with noun. And the main subject is Shakespeare, but it comes at last. So that's why this sentence is passive voice. Okay, so by is preposition of agent. The task was finished by him. So by is, this is also passive voice and by is preposition of agent. Okay, the glass is filled with milk. with is preposition of agent, by which the glass filled with milk. Okay, so that's why these are the preposition of agent, and this preposition is used to denote action done by someone to the subject. Okay, and the next is preposition of instrument, for instrument, and this is the same as the preposition for agency. The preposition for instrument, this preposition for instrument indicate using by which thing you are doing work. By which thing? You are doing work. Which thing you are using in doing the work, that's called preposition for instrument. Okay, by which instrument you are doing the work. Like by is always used for transportation. And next with always use instrument or tool. Okay, so these two prepositions are by and with are preposition for instrument, are always used for the preposition for instrument. Example, he went to office by bus. Bus is transport. As I told you, by is always used for transport. So this is transport and this is showing, this preposition is showing relationship with this noun to the rest part of the sentence. So that's why this is called the preposition for instrument. This is showing this relationship with this transport to the rest part of the sentence. Okay, and next is he cut an apple with a knife. Knife is tool and he is using this tool for cut an apple, so that's why this is the preposition that's showing the relationship knife and apple, so that's why this is preposition for instrument. Okay, is that clear everybody? Okay, and the next is preposition for reason. The preposition are used to describe why something has occurred. why something has occurred, why you are doing something, why you are doing any work. So the answer of why, when the preposition is showing the relationship why, okay, relationship why you are doing the work, showing the relationship reason with the rest part of the sentence. Okay, like of, for, with, as, through, due to, because of, on account of. Okay, these are preposition that use for reason, that use to tell us about reason why you are doing the work. Like she obtained good marks because of her hard work. Because of her hard work. Why you obtained good marks? Because she did hard work. So that's why she got good marks. So the reason of obtaining good marks is hard work. Okay. So because of is a preposition that is using here to show reason. Okay. And next is he was awarded for his excellence. For his excellence. Okay, why he was rewarded? For his excellence. So that's why these types of preposition are always used to show reason, to tell us about the reason why we are doing the work. So for is here the preposition for reason. Okay, because this is telling us reason for his excellence, reason for awarding a prize, his excellence. Okay. And next is origin, preposition for origin. This preposition from is used to describe the origin or source. Origin or source of person or thing. Of which thing? Person or things. Okay. Like I am basically from UP. I am basically from UP. So from is showing the relationship of I with UP. Okay. From where he is related to? He is related to from UP. She got a beautiful dress from his friend. From her friend. She got a beautiful dress. From where she got the beautiful dress? From her friend. So these prepositions are showing the origin and source, from where we are getting the things and from where we are related to. Okay, from where the rest part of the sentence is related to. Okay, so that's why these are called prepositions for origin. Clear? And the next is preposition for purpose. We commonly use this preposition for describe purpose. These types of preposition to describe purpose means what is the purpose of doing that work, doing any work. What is the purpose? Why you are doing the work? Okay. So a ruler is ruled for what is the purpose of using ruler? Ruler is using for drawing a line. Okay. So for is showing the purpose of ruler is drawing a line. Okay. So for is preposition for purpose, because this is showing the purpose of a ruler. What is the purpose of a ruler? To draw a line. Is that clear? So these are called the preposition for purpose. And next is preposition for price. We commonly use this preposition for and at. What type of preposition? For and at. We use these types of preposition for describe, price. Okay, when we ask any price to anyone, then what preposition we will use? For and at. Like, I bought this dress for 400 rupees. ₹400. Here to show the price, this is 400 rupees and this is preposition for price. Okay. And she bought a dress at a high price. The price is not given here, only a high price estimate is given here of high price, so that's why we are using here at. And for preposition is used to show the price. Okay, so these are the preposition for and or at, always use for the preposition for price. Okay. And next is appropriate preposition. appropriate preposition is fixed preposition. You know, fixed preposition that always use define some types of defining types of verbs. Okay, verbs and noun and pronoun. It's called fixed preposition also. Okay, some adjective verbs and nouns are followed by particular some adjectives, verbs and nouns are followed by particular preposition. These prepositions do not follow any rule. Some adjective verbs and nouns are followed by particular preposition. You know, there are some types of defining preposition that always use some defining types of verbs, defining types of nouns, and some followed by particular prepositions are called prepositions or appropriate preposition. Okay, and these prepositions never follow any rule, like afraid. What you will use with afraid? Afraid of. Okay, so of preposition, with afraid you will always use of preposition. No other preposition will be used here. He is afraid of dogs. So, afraid of. This is appropriate preposition. And belong to. This book belong to me. Okay, with belong you will always use this preposition. No other preposition will be used in place of this. Okay, so and fond of, and with fond you will always use of. He is fond of music. Is that clear? So there are many other types of prepositions that are defining, that are predefining, and we will use these prepositions with these types of, with these verbs, nouns and adjectives. Okay, and no other preposition can be used in place of them. Either situation is anything. We don't concentrate on the situation, we will concentrate only words here. These are called appropriate prepositions. And so these are prepositions as I categorized before you and made you understand one by one and explain them one by one. So first I explained the preposition of time, and that denotes time. The preposition that denote times, that used to denote time, it's called preposition of time. And I gave you some examples also. And the preposition of place and the preposition that always used to denote place, this is called preposition of place. And I gave some examples of preposition and made you understand through the other examples in a sentence. And preposition of direction and movement, preposition for agency, and preposition for instrument, and prepositions for reason, preposition for origin, preposition for purpose, preposition for price, preposition, appropriate preposition or fixed preposition. So I have already made you understand about all these type of prepositions, and I want I hope if you practice them at home by doing some exercise, then it will be clarified to you. Okay, practice at home and do exercise from your book. Okay, thank you.